Hi everyone, what's up? I hope you guys are doing good. I just want to share my story about something that I discovered while I was shopping for a washing machine. About a couple of months ago, I was supposed to make this video, and I somehow was, I got busy and I didn't really get time to think about it, what I wanted to really say. Anyways, let me get to the point. I was shopping for my washing machine broke down and it couldn't fix, so I had to get a new one. And I went to a popular place that we all know about. I'm not going to mention name, but I'm sure you all know that does hire purchase of people. But I usually buy my item cash because I don't even with no long story. So I went to purchase this washing machine, and they wanted a copy of my ID. So I am very reluctant to give my ID, a copy of my ID all over, because it seems like John, Harry, Peter, James, and anybody asking for your ID these days. So in order to prevent identity theft and so on, I was arguing with the clerk, and I was saying that I'm not going to give you my ID because I shopped here several times before and I've already given you my ID, that my information ought to be in the system. So he's searching and he's searching. So he's just only using my name. So I said my name, and he said nothing comes up. So he's using my phone number. He said nothing comes up. I said, could you use my address? And when he typed in my address, I saw a whole lot of names. Different names came up to my address. So I am the only one have been using my address. Really, me and my kids, my family has been using my address. So I turned and I told the guy, I said, this is identity theft here, because if you are the only person living in your address, at your address, then your address is not supposed to be attached to anybody else's name or anything else anywhere, especially not in the last decade, because I've been living at the same address for the last decade. So I got really upset. So I told the guy, and he was like, oh, you're not supposed to see this. I said, I'm standing right here, and I can see that my address showed up with other people's name in it, and that is something you guys doing here, that this is wrong, that somebody's selling people's address or something. So the reason why I want to say this is that because I saw someone talking about their identity being stolen after the documents was lost. So the thing about this is that that is how people's identity can get stolen, and they can get in trouble and all of that, because Guyana does not have a proper system in place to deal with identity theft. We don't even have a proper system in place when a traffic incident happened. They take so long to bring forward a case, to deal with the case, all these kinds of things. So I thought I'd mention this to you guys, so that you can be aware of who are taking copies of your ID. Everybody's asking for information for you just to get some points. They want your ID card and all these kinds of things. So now I told the guy, well, this is wrong here, that I'm gonna have to report you guys to the police. But now if I don't have any evidence, how am I gonna report them to the police? And anyway, so I went to the supervisor and I told her, and eventually, I don't know what she did, but she found my name. So I said, look, I don't have to submit my ID. You see, my name is already in the system. But this is the problem, guys. Every time you turn up somewhere, somebody want a copy of your ID card. Whatever it is, whether your driver's license, somebody want a copy of it. And these kind of things can fuel identity theft. Let me give you a good example. Now, so another instance is that, some of these stores require points. They want to give you points to customers or whatever. So I shop electrical stuff and stuff like that. So I decided that I'm gonna just claim my points. Why not? Let me then they asked me for a copy of my ID card to keep on file, like paper. Like, they just don't want it to be used as a verification. They want an actual copy of my ID card. I said, here, what? You could keep your $1,000 or your $2,000, but I'm not going to give you a copy of my ID card. So, guys, you have to be careful of the kind of agencies and so on, and people who are asking you for your ID card, because identity theft is going to become a very big thing in Guyana. There are a lot of people who want to live large. There are a lot of people who are spending more than they earn. They want to impress people, and they're going to come for other people who who are oblivious or who are not aware, and so on, and they just give out the information like that. So anyway, back to the court story. I divert a little bit there. Now the lady found my stuff and so on. She found my digital file. But the thing is this, and I told her, I said, you guys are doing some nonsense in here. You're doing some nonsense in here, because there is no way when you search a database, you can find that the person address comes up with several other person name, because computer system don't lie, my fellow Guyanese. Computer system don't lie. So let me tell you something, how the whole back end thing. Every person will have something unique to them, whether it's their address or whatever. That is the farthest it can go. But for someone name, you can always have somebody with the same name, whether Mina something, Mina whatever. You can always have somebody with the same name, but your address is where it reduced to that very small amount of people is only who live there. Your address could be attached to. So I told her I'm going to report them for fraud. But then again, I will go to the to the police. What will I tell the police? That my name is attached, that my address is attached to several different people who don't live at my address? I don't have any proof, because this is digital. This is in their database system. You understand me? It's in their database system. So that is the situation with that. I couldn't make a report. I couldn't do anything about it. But I want you guys to be aware is that don't let anybody fool you that your address is used by several. If your address is used by several different persons, that is something wrong there. So I call into to the place and I asked them, I said, what is your hire purchase what is the requirement? Said I got to verify address, but still it makes no sense to me, because I know what I saw that my address was used like with several other persons, but the thing about Guyana is everything with contacts, right? So you don't know who can take your address and use it, but they verify the bill or whatever it is, come to the workplace or somewhere else, because we know with certain things, let's say if you live in certain areas, there's discrimination, right? Despite if you're intelligent or whatever and you live in certain areas, people don't want to give you a job because they don't want to trust you, or they don't want to whatever it is. So some people will tend to use other people's address, to get the job or whatever it is. So so these are the kind of things that can happen where in communities that are considered you know what I mean. I don't have to get into details. So people wouldn't want to. So that is the same way I'm thinking that maybe somebody else is using my address or something like that. But identity theft is a real thing. So you have to really be careful of who is having access to your ID card and these things. And it's unfortunate that is everybody want 1,000,001 time your ID card copy. A lot of places in Guyana now, you go to a store and they give you a discount card and they want your whole, I don't know, your whole DNA test or something. So these are the things I just want to just put further. If you recognize something like that and you have evidence, report it to the police, because cybercrime theft is identity theft is real. All right, so I just want to put it out there for you guys, just in case anybody experienced the same thing and whatever. But in this case I couldn't report it because I have no physical evidence. This is in the people database system. This is what I saw, but they wanted to bullshit me, and I brought it to the attention. When I brought it to the attention of the supervisor, so fast you find me name, because they wanted a copy of my ID card and I didn't want to give it to them. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. See you all later, and thank you everyone for whoever always give good comments, give nice words and whatever it is. Thank you all. If you like my channel, share, subscribe, and see you all later. Bye.